Hello everyone, Vito's832 back again, and back with another deck report. It's been maybe a week since I did a report. I know I recorded one on Sunday, but I don't think I got around to uploading it. For that, I apologize, but not a big deal. So let's look at what's going on in the world of cards on Kickstarter, and there's a lot going on. First of all, well, there's some going on. Memento playing cards from Valerio Aversa, and printed and fulfilled by Legends Playing Cards. Still sitting at 77% funded, 12 days to go with just the one deck. I do not see the white deck being unlocked at this rate. I'm starting to wonder whether or not the black one will fund in this second attempt or not at this rate. Bicycle US President's Playing Cards from Collectible Playing Cards is funded, 23 days to go. They did unlock something pretty interesting I wanted to comment on, and that is this historical document replicas. So you can add on a replica of the U.S. Declaration of Independence, or Constitution of the United States, or the signing of the Declaration of Independence, or the Abraham Lincoln portrait and thoughts. They're only $8 each, but if you're international, it's triple the cost, which to me is a little bit questionable. I don't understand that. I mean, this is not a uncut sheet of playing cards. It's a document. It's about 1.5 by 14 inches, so it's not even that big. It's letter size, basically. Well, a little bit bigger than letter size, I guess, but it would fit in an envelope and get mailed. I don't understand so much of the cost. However, you can get all of them, all four, for $25 with another $40 additional in shipping. Again, actually, that I do not understand at all. Actually, when you look at it, because can these not all be, I don't know, laid on top of each other or rolled up together and all fit in one tube or one envelope? And why are we paying, so much money? To me, that's just a turn off. And if you're international, you're probably not going to want that, unfortunately. But it's still pretty cool. And like I said, I mean, I'm not American, but I'd be interested in that, but not at those prices, unfortunately. Next up, Bicycle Spirit Playing Cards from playingcards.net, aka Gambler's Warehouse. It is well funded. 6 days remain. They just unlocked what you see right there, a black limited edition deck. There it is right there. There's only going to be, it just unlocked today, and if I look at the updates, there's only 1,100 being printed and only 1,000 being sold on the project. And they have over 650 backers. So that's about 2 to 3 per person, depending on how many people get. But I mean, it looks pretty awesome. I like it. The inside of the box is done up nicely. Printed by Legends. Should be good. Limited to 4 per person, as you can see. But they're not cheap. $20 US, $22 Canadian, $23 for the rest of the world. At these prices, $20 makes me question why we need the additional $2 or $3 in shipping international, because they're already being sold at cost plus. They're definitely making money off of this at a price like that, in my opinion. I mean, I can't be 100% sure on the specifics on the costs, but I have to believe that they're not costing $20 each to produce, so there's definitely a pretty good amount of profit in there as is. So why charge additional shipping? I don't know, but that's just me. But I do like it. It looks good. I just think it could have been cheaper. In my opinion, when you see decks that come along like this that are limited editions and they're only 1,000 printed, or there's 500 special tuck cases or whatever, and they're selling for $20 or $25 each, it's a cash grab. Because that's just the way it is, in my opinion. Wizard of Oz playing cards, by Lux playing cards with a Bicycle branded deck and a Impressions deck by MPC. 70% funded, 80 days to go. It has basically stopped funding. It's stalled. It's not going. It's not moving very far, and it definitely needs to pick it up if it's going to fund. Bicycle Starlight Black Hole playing cards from Collectible Playing Cards is also well funded with 7 days to go. Love is playing cards by Natalia Silva. You see the box there now. Valentine's Day coming up in 2 days. You won't be able to get these for this year's Valentine's Day, but you can get them for next year's Valentine's Day at this rate. 62% funded, 20 days to go. It still has plenty of time. It is going a little bit slow, but I think it might slowly get there. We'll find out in the next 10-15 days. Saturn playing cards by Jose Morales, aka Frankie. No idea why he goes by Frankie. It's still weird. It's well funded. 17 days to go, or decently funded, I guess. I'm still not a fan of them. That's all I got to say about them. Kings playing cards, David Van Der Beek. 1% funded. 7 days to go. I think this is a major I told you so, because I've been telling you so for weeks. This is not going to happen. Goal is way too high. And it's something that does not sell, yet we see it time and time again on Kickstarter. I sound like a broken record sometimes when it comes to these decks. Timeless Tradition playing cards by Scott Wilson. 10% funded, 17 days to go. It is not going to happen. To me, it seems like it's a decent idea. It's a guy's a tattoo artist who wants to create a custom deck of cards with traditional tattoo-inspired designs, as it says. However, you got to have more than just a couple of images in order to sell a deck of cards. Collectors and cardists, anyone who's buying cards, for the most part, they want to see the back design, they want to see the court cards, the aces, the pips, everything, the box. If all you've got is a couple of sketches and an idea, that's not going to sell the project. My recommendation to this one and the Scottish themed playing cards, and we'll get to later on, work on the cards, come up with some court cards, aces, jokers, the box, the back design, then come back and relaunch, and you'll have better luck. Gettysburg playing cards by R.J. Tomlinson, Civil Unrest D2, if you will, is decently funded, 48 hours to go. It's not going to hit the stretch goal for USPC deck at this rate, but it's going to be made. And he's pretty happy about that. And I'm happy because in his update today, he actually used a video of mine in the update, a card clash between his Civil Unrest deck and the Jackson Robinson Civil Unrest deck, which is, you may recall, his Civil Unrest beat Jackson's deck. So he must be pretty happy about that. I'm happy about that. So definitely check this one out. And maybe it'll be another card class in the future. Mardi Gras playing cards by Dave Edgerly is well funded. 5 days to go. There's a stretch goal of $15,000, if I recall correctly, for a second deck, which has darker colors to it. It's not going to hit it at this rate, unfortunately. The way I understand from the creator is he's going to have $15,000 in order to produce both decks. Well, if you unlock the deck, you will surely get $15,000, if not more, and that should cover both costs, does it not? But I guess not. Leonardo Art Playing Cards by Dent de Leon Dumidi is now funded, 25 days to go. I still do not believe he's going to hit the stretch goal of $50,000 for USPC printed playing cards. However, if he continues at this rate, I think he should still be able to afford USPC printed playing cards. I do not like that he has not told us who's going to produce these if it's not USPC. Figure it out. That's absolutely ridiculous. By the way, my understanding, this guy is the father of Soleil, I forget the rest of her name, who created the Glitz playing cards last year. Pretty interesting. Jet Setter playing cards by Paul Rucchio is now funded, 6 days to go. It's doing well. And on top of that, I believe he just had a baby the other day, so congratulations to him. Bicycle Sweaterback playing cards by Eric Twitty. I mean, he's having a good week. It's project funded and he had a baby. Obviously, the baby's a bigger deal, but he's got to be happy about the playing cards being funded as well because it is the second attempt at it. Almost didn't look like it was going to make it, but it did. So, congratulations on both fronts. Anyways, Bicycle Sweaterback playing cards from Eric Twitty, 7% funded, 15 days to go. It is not going to happen. $38,000 is, well, like the $50,000, way too much to produce 2 decks of cards for the USBC. Too much of a goal, especially for a first-time creator. You can see he's also got. He's got. This is for the red deck and a blue deck, but he's also got artwork for a green deck and a yellow deck on there. The yellow one actually looks. Well, it looks a little bit different than the other ones. In the just I don't know, just the diamonds or whatever makes it look different. The color. But those ones are stretch goals and or a future project. And who knows what's going to happen with this project anyway. Gag order playing cards from Dave Boyd. I don't know if I recall mentioning it, but this is a relaunch. The original project was canceled. This one was launched on the same day. I believe that was last Monday or last week Monday. It was a 15-day project. 4 days remain. It is 70% funded and it is very close. He only needs like $300 more, $400 more in order to get funded. The question remains, is he going to get that? He needs like $100 a day in order to fund, and he has not gotten that so far, so it's not looking too good. Hopefully it will fund, but hey, if it doesn't, I save some money. CXX playing cards by Derek, 120, 62% funded, 8 days to go. It is not looking like it's going to fund. He still needs almost $10,000 in funding in 8 days. That is a lot of money. That's almost $1,000, maybe $800 a day, or is it $900? Something like that. $800 to $1,000 a day at least he's going to need in order to fund. That's not going to happen. It's not going to fund at this rate, I don't believe. U.S. Army playing cards from Jackson Robinson, very well funded. 17 hours to go. Make sure you check this one out. Interference playing cards from James Haney, Lightcatcher Design, as he is known. 4% funded, 13 days to go. This one's kind of going up and down, up and down. Every time I look at it, either 3% or 4%, 3%, 4%. It's not going anywhere, but it keeps going up and down. It's not going to happen, obviously. 420 playing cards from San Martins with the marijuana theme. 35% funded, 22 days to go. I do not believe it's going to happen. It's just been stuck. That one's also been bouncing around. It'll be 34%, and it goes to 33%, and it comes back up, goes back down. Turn it all around. It's a thing that I guess too many people are not interested in. Hey, let's play some poker. Oh, look at this. Marijuana themed cards. Yeah, it's going to work well. Especially if you have kids. Mom, what's this leaf on here? Don't worry about that. You'll find out about that later. Not exactly a deck of cards you want to have sitting around the house. Prospective playing cards from D. Hudson and Hudson Design. 67% funded, 9 days to go. It needs over $2,000. And this one is also going to be very close, very questionable. It's been dragging on and on for weeks, for a couple of weeks now. It is not, for the last week, has not gotten any closer to funding. It needs a lot of money in 9 days, and I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, he's trying to reach. Take a look at it this way. He's got a goal that is higher than what he actually had in funding the first time around, and he had like 2 or 3 decks at that time. Now he's only got 1 deck, and he's trying to achieve more funding than that. It's an uphill battle. Next up, carbon fiber playing cards from Sly Cly. It's 75% funded, 7 days to go. Do not let that number fool you. They need $35,000 in order to fund. That's over $9,000 right now. I do not see it happening, especially since it's $120 or more per deck. Valentine's playing cards by Annette Adonis. With the support of Market of Heroes, whatever that means. 12% funded, 35 days to go. It's in the last week or so since it's launched hasn't even hit $2,000. They're looking for $15,000. I do not see it happening. It's still lots of time, but I do not see it happening. I think part of the reason might be scantily clad women. It's almost like an erotic deck. In fact, they had an image for a Joker of a woman bending down. I think it was something like that. Anyways, it did not pass USPC censors. So it's back to the drawing board. And then, of course, the other court cards. You got these weird ass guys nobody wants to look at. And then you got these sexy women on the queens. It's like we want more of that. But I don't think it's going to fund either way. And then the back design leaves a little bit to be desired. It's just very plain. There's nothing. It's crying for something, in my opinion. My other concern with this one is they had another project. It recently funded, barely, almost did not make it. And now they're asking for more money for another deck. To me, red alert, red alert. Let's get this other deck produced first before we worry about this one. And again, it's way too late for Valentine's Day this year. Retro deck by Pocona Modern, which is a relaunch as it says, from Craig Kalassian. This is for the white deck. Originally, if you recall, last year they had this one and a gray and orange colored one, gray and orange faces. They ended up, for some reason, they decided on the gray and orange one. They actually self-funded it and pre-sold it, sold it on the website. And I did get one, I did review it. I do like this one a little bit better. And it's doing well, 78% funded, 25 days to go. It should fund. But it might take a little while to get there. If the previous projects are any indication. Icons, Imperial Edition playing cards from United Cards and Lautrec. Very well funded, 6 days to go, and I canceled. A $75 deck for me on that one would have cost me almost $95 Canadian. And I decided it's just not worth it. I need to cut back. And $75 is too much money for a deck of cards. I do not want to continue. I'm not going to buy any of these $75 decks from Lautrec. I apologize to Lautrec. But it's just not going to happen. It's just ridiculously overpriced. I know there's other people feel the same way. I know he's doing it by hand and there's a lot of effort and it's going to look amazing. But you can't afford to get everything. And as far as I'm concerned, get your hands out of my pocket and put them in your own pocket. And I don't care. You know, I'm tired of it. And I also don't like, and this is just me, but I don't like that United Cards is running this project and kind of taking the credit for it. Why not just let Lautrec run this project on his own page, on his own account? I just don't understand that myself. Suit the Dice, Burn the Cards by Simon Lee. It's not going to happen. 0% funded. 12 days to go. By the way, don't let this image fool you. They're not square playing cards. That throws a lot of people off. They're actual regular playing cards. They just look stupid in that picture. And that doesn't help things. Then there's this guy. Raids Face playing cards. 52 unique meme-based decks. Meme-based cards, that is, by Anthony Harris. It's not going to happen. 3% funded. There is 56 days to go. Because apparently he feels he needs 56 days in order to raise the money. £7,000 for this deck of cards. Good grief. That is a massive goal. That's almost $15,000 US, I believe, or at least $12,000, $13,000 US. We've seen other meme-based decks in the past, and they did not do well. They did not fund. And this one's got an even bigger goal than those ones. And it is just damn ugly. By the way, this guy's not even into cards. The only project he's ever backed was this horror game creator. Whoop-de-doo. So he's not even into cards and he's designing cards. Look at these aces. They're pitiful. And the back design is terrible. One way. Unnecessary words. Lazy ass back design. It's just two colors with a couple words on it. And this is what I feel about the deck. Puking. You'd think that these memes, some of them would have like a copyright on them as well, but I guess not. And he's got stretch goals too. $10,000, you get a free plastic deck box. At 12,000, a free tin box, and that's 12,000 pounds. My apologies, and 10,000 pounds. 15,000 pounds, free poker chips, and 20,000 pounds, a free T-shirt, LOL face. Give me a break. He's not going to reach 1,000 pounds. Never mind hit these ridiculous stretch goals. And by the way, he does not need a 56-day project. He could have had the same result in 15 days. Or actually, it's a 60-day project. But he could have had the same result in 15 days. Because the fact of the matter is, most projects will get most of their funding in the first few days and in the last couple of days. Having 6 weeks in between that is completely unnecessary. It's not going to add any more funding. I guarantee it. Then there is Joker ADT playing cards from Russell Common and Texas Playing Cards. 23% funded, 17 days to go. I do not see it funding at this rate. And this is a relaunch, by the way. Perhaps it should be kind of put to the side. Card Caddy by Chris Nichols. 34% funded, 21 days to go. It is this plastic card case. Also allows you to play cards with it. Where it's kind of a travel companion, and $8,900 goal. I don't see it happening, but we'll see. By the way, I hate projects like this as well. They're from Magic the Gathering. And by the way, they also do not fund. Keep note of that if you ever decide to do it yourself. Storytime playing cards from Any Space Captain. Well funded, almost 200%, with 43 hours to go. With 200%, and it's almost $1,500. That's a very small goal. Very small amount of money. And it looks like it's doing a lot better than it is. Classic, the Blacklight, classic monster playing cards from Robert Wierzniak. 17% funded, 11 days to go. This is a relaunch of copyrighted images, and it's not going to happen again. Severon playing cards from James Haney and Lightcatcher Design. 5% funded, 13 days to go. It has stalled at 5%. And for some reason, this guy decided he would do two projects at once. Because, oh, no problem, I can handle it. The problem is, backers don't want that. And if they're not that good, they're not going to back them. Then there is Tenebra, Part 2 playing cards from 4PM Designs, just launched today. 44% funded, 29 days to go. Let's look at this. This is for this Aqua deck, a blue deck. And there is a stretch goal for a green deck called Verde. Verde is green in French. Actually, that's green in Spanish. My bad. It's been a while since I took French. They're going to be produced by Legends Playing Cards once again. And there it is. Very nice, highly detailed, beautiful. I like the original one. I like this one. The green one looks pretty nice as well. And this one looks like it's to be United Cards deck of the year because it's got green and white faces. It's got the United Cards color, so I don't know. Let's look at that. But they look good. There is one more stretch goal at $13,000. The Verde edition will be released. $8,000 it will be funded. At $13,000 the green one will be released. At $15,000 they release a limited amount of the Rosso, the red decks, the original ones, from the private reserve with a pack jacket. And it will be a very limited signed and numbered edition. Available only in bundle sets. So that's that. So that's that. I'm not even sure if there are, it does say ships anywhere in the world, but they're talking about international shipping there for some reason. Then there's this Smash It card game for mature people by Keith Redmond. Absolutely 0% funded with no funding and 27 days to go. It's not going to happen. It's got, actual, it can actually be used as an actual deck of cards, as you can see with um, indexes and whatnot. This, I guess, is the pussy. And then this is a sausage. Back door. And here's the back design, by the way. It just says adult card game and something that's, it can't even read on the back. It's going to be printed by some cheap ass company from the looks of it. There it is. Pussy, ass. It's a dirty game. Not, I wouldn't say it's mature, it's dirty. And mature people don't play games like that. That's immature people. So that's even wrong, the label. But it's not going to happen. And it's damn ugly anyway. Talents playing cards from Carlos Contreras, who probably should have mentioned that he's 15 years old. Actually, I mean, it's probably good that he did, but it might have hurt him a bit. It's 1% funded, 19 days to go. It's not going to happen. American Originals playing cards, the Monty Who collection. Relaunch, 28% funded, 16 days to go. It's not going to happen. Islet playing cards, or Islet playing cards from Carla Pruitt, is funded with 21 days to go. Had a very small goal. Viking Poker playing cards from Stephen Westman, which are quite different than a regular poker card. It is 15% funded, 30 days to go. It is a relaunch, and again, it's not going to happen. There's a couple more to tell you. By the way, what the hell is this? A gay romance card game? Good grief. Look at this one. Exploded Kittens. Over 60,000% funded. Over $6 million. It's like the highest pledged project ever on Kickstarter from what I know. As far as I know. Enough about that. I'm glad it's not a playing card project, because it'd take me a year to receive the decks. At that rate, with all that shipping. Take note, people, if you're backing that project, it's going to take a very long time for everything to get fulfilled, so I wouldn't even bother. Scottish Influence playing cards from Pope's Products. 4% funded, 15 days to go. Obviously not going to happen. Again, kind of like the other one. I told the creator, and I didn't get a response from either one of them. I tried to be nice about things. I just said, you know what, it's not going to work. You need more than a couple of sketches. People want to see the product. Come back with a relaunch once you've got the product, and you'll probably do better. Man, I didn't get a response. Then there's this piece of crap, Maximum Minimalist Deck. It's almost like a tongue twister, by Project 319, who is so embarrassed by the project that he declines to use his real name. It is 875% funded somehow, $105 out of a $12 goal. You heard me correctly, $12 goal. 20 days to go. It's absolute crap. And Kraken Cards, number 1 by Kraken Cards, 16% funded, 17 days to go. It's not going to happen. This is, for all intents and purposes, a relaunch for like the third or fourth time of what was originally known as the Synthesis playing cards under a different account. Different name, put a Kraken on there, same crap, and it's not going to fund, unfortunately. And a couple more things to tell you about, probably. What I wanted to mention is this Contraband by Fury 11. Let's check out this one too. We'll look at this one as well, and this one. The Contraband from Fury 11. Let's look at this a little bit. Here's the ace. Very nice. There's the box. Kind of reminds me of Monarchs, in my opinion. It's just the style of the box. But apparently this is coming out tomorrow, Friday. Ooh, there's the back design. Very interesting. I have no idea what the hell this has to do with contraband at this rate, but it looks pretty cool, and it's coming out tomorrow, February 11th. I'm not sure what time. Tomorrow, by the way, Friday the 13th, so beware. And then there's this Hell's Gate coming from Sisu Playing Cards. In the near future, it looks pretty awesome. Oh my word, what the hell is that? Oh, I thought that was somebody's rear end. No idea when it's coming though. And Buskers is coming from Mana Playing Cards sometime in the near future. Oh, look at this. Two different decks, Sol and Luna. And they're coming next week, Saturday, the 21st. At 10 a.m. I'm guessing Eastern, here we go. Looks pretty awesome. Who is this? Playing card collected on that. So yeah, it looks pretty awesome as you can see. Oh, that's weird. What is that? Weird Al Yankovic? But basically it's about busking. A lot of magicians and musicians do it. They go to a park or whatever and they do magic tricks or play the music, collect a few bucks. And that's the inspiration. And then there's this Orbiter 2.0 playing card display. Sometimes a sequel is better, and then again sometimes it's not. If they want to make it better, hopefully the cards are better. What? Oh, that's the Elves and Orcs. I was wondering what deck that is. It's an interesting display. It did not fund the first time. It was just way too much. It's coming on February the 17th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, which is in 5 days from now, Tuesday. This Tuesday. And there was a deck of cards with that as well. So, there's a lot happening over the next little while. Then there's this Element series from Doug Fry, who did the Acer playing cards. A lot of people like the back designs, myself included. The court cards, they seem really cartoony, and a lot of people not big fans of them. And then there's Tiliad by Passion Playing Cards. Here's some of the artwork, looks pretty cool. They also have their Love is a Smoke deck coming to Kickstarter very soon. And it looks pretty awesome. Let's see if that's on here as well. There we go. There we go. Here's some of the artwork. I did a review on the Christmas edition several weeks ago. This was it. Pretty nice. But now there's this new one coming, the Kickstarter. Bam. All new back design. Same Jokers. Slightly different on the faces, I think. Ooh, look at that. It's not bad. Oh. Interesting. NPC has 5 different stock options now. Linen air card stock, as you can see, very much like a USPC deck. That's pretty good. And here's some of the images. Similar to the other deck, the Christmas deck, but also different at the same time. And that's coming soon. I don't know when. Whoops. And Illusionist just sent out recently to Black Club members his next free deck, which is the Black King. So that's going to be released, or has been released. I can't recall which one it is. Either it has been or will be released very soon from Illusionist. And let's see what else there's. Oh, one more to talk to you about. It is the Phenographic playing cards right here. these are being sold to collectibleplayingcard.com members. I just think that the price $12.95 each is a little bit pricey, but it's not bad. Hey, it's not costing me anything anyways to get it. But it's okay. It's not a bad looking deck. It's not a Jackson Robinson deck, but it's not bad. And you can get it right now at collectibleplayingcards.com with a membership, of course. And you can get $10 off your membership right now with the code VIC10, and get 10% off your order with the code VJose32. And here's a look at the cards. It's a pretty nice ace of spades, and I do like those faces for the most part. I mean, actually, I do like them, and they probably look even better in person. The Jokers could have been a little bit better. There's not much going on there. And you will remember these ones were on Kickstarter previously. They did not make it, so now they're back. So anyways, that's that. Hopefully I remember to upload this video this time, and I'll see you next time with more updates.